True lovers. Have you ever been set up by someone who swears they know your type? And then they introduce you to a guy whose spirit animal is an Excel spreadsheet? Or someone who loves nature, but only because her Wi-Fi went down for an hour last week? Listen, just because you both have crystals doesn't mean you're cosmically compatible, okay? Let's calm down there. Hi, I'm Haim with V12 Media, and today we'll chat about the juncture between the wisdom of the Tao Te Ching and your love life. I'm passionate about helping true lovers like you navigate the intersection of soul, simplicity, and swipe culture without losing your center. I have been through, admittedly, 3 failed marriages. You can see me rolling my eyes because that means I went through a lot of pain, as you can imagine, made a lot of poor choices, especially in choosing the right partner for myself and the one that I'm right for. Instead, there was this rush into relationships, to establish the relationship when it was too soon for that, or when there were clear red flags in hindsight. I just didn't have the foresight, insight to tell those red flags when they were all over the place. So I went through it. I figured it out, so you don't have to figure it out the hard way. Or maybe you've already been through quite a lot and you're about to give up on love. And I'm here to tell you there is a way, by using ancient wisdom like the Tao Te Ching, like certain tools of Kabbalah, like certain aspects of Buddhism that helped me figure out, I didn't become a guru, I didn't become an overnight sage. It's not about that. It's about seeing life for what they are or what it is, and seeing people for what they are. Because you know what? Many times the red flags are all over the place, just begging for you to notice them. Sometimes those people, I would say every single time, when you're dating them first, second, third date, they'll tell you where the problem is and whether or not they're right for you or whether or not you're right for them. We just don't pay attention. We just don't listen. We're just so excited, some of us sometimes, to get into a relationship. Hey, to get laid, whatever it is that rocks your boat. So craving that physical contact, that emotional contact, that sensual contact, the connection, that we just don't pay attention. And then disaster ensues in some of those cases, in many of those cases. So let's see what can we get from verse 12 of the Tao Te Ching in this 81 episodes series. If you stick around till the end of this video, I promise to gift you with 3 practical tips for your dating life based on this powerful Taoist verse. And before we go full Tao mode, hit that like button and gently press that notification bell like it's your heart chakra on a first date. Soft, but intentional. Verse 12 of the Tao Te Ching, let's quote as translated by Mitchell. The 5 colors blind the eye. The 5 tones deafen the ear. The 5 flavors dull the taste. Racing and hunting madden the mind. Precious things lead one astray. Therefore, the sage is guided by what he feels and not by what he sees. He lets go of that and chooses these. So here are 5 takeaways from this very mysterious verse of this very mysterious wisdom, the Tao Te Ching. Let's decode some of it. Number 1, 5 insights. Number 1, too much flash blinds you. That partner with that curated Instagram, luxury watch, and spiritual sound baths in Bali, sometimes all that color distracts you from seeing who they really are. Listen, social media and the world in general is filled to the brim with people trying to impress us. Hey, I used to try to impress other people all the time, whether it was with my physique or my knowledge or multiple languages, whatever that was, or that joke after joke after joke that I dispensed. It hides what's really was beneath the surface for me at the time, a lot of insecurity. And that's what a lot of people try to hide when they try to impress you with whatever they have to impress you with. Doesn't matter if their lucrative profession or car or house that they own in the suburbs. It doesn't matter. What are they really all about? You gotta look through the veil and see what are they about. And that takes time to develop that intuition. But you gotta know first that the first thing people will try to do is impress you. And you gotta see beyond that. King Solomon, said to be the wisest man to ever live. He wrote Psalms, and one of his lines that he wrote was that beauty and appearance are nothing but a lie. And how true is that for some of the people that you have in your life? Number 2, noise does not equal connection. A lot of people talk a good game, but are they truly listening? Be mindful of charm that's loud, but not rooted in presence. My previous relationship, my 3rd failed marriage, she was charming, she was fun, she was good looking, and she was loud. In fact, we were both loud, and we had a lot of fun at times. But behind that loudness, something was hiding under the surface. It took me a while to realize, in fact, years, to understand that behind that loudness was severe and deep insecurity, fear of being found as not smart or as selfish, self-centered. And again, I just couldn't see it at the time. I just saw the fun loudness, the jokes, the entertainment in it, and paid the price for it. 3, depth over flavor. Sure, the first few dates might be spicy, but can they hold space for your shadows too? Lasting connection goes beyond the thrill of novelty. Look for people who are able to listen when you're sharing something painful. How do they listen? What comes after the listening? Preferably a little bit silence. But if it's not silence and it's a good question and a good, deep, caring question, a follow-up question, great. I'll take that any day of the week. What I saw in the past, and I used to be like that too, is some people, when you share something painful, they'll immediately either judge, make some kind of a judgment before they even understand what you've been through as you share that story. 2, make it about themselves. Oh yeah, that reminds me what happened to me, blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, your story is completely forgotten. They're going full speed on the freeway, telling you about their story. What's wrong with holding space to what I just shared with you, right? Important skill to have. And that's the kind of person you want to be with eventually, somebody who can hold space. Or they're going to tell a joke. They're going to make it into something funny. Wait, why are we cracking a joke about it? Nothing wrong with humor. I'm all about humor. People who know me know I could be a jokester. But when somebody's sharing something painful, should we turn it into a joke? Should we crack a joke? Or can we be either in stillness, just listening to the stillness that comes after my story, or ask a deep, caring follow-up question? Pay attention to that. External pursuits can cloud internal peace. If they're always chasing the next goal, status symbol, or trend, ask yourself, can they slow down long enough to love you? Not just the idea of you? You know, I was, my 2nd failed marriage that I had. We eventually broke it off, as you can imagine. I was roughly a decade into our relationship. And a couple of years later, when the dust settled and the pain of separation subsided a bit, we got together in a restaurant just to kind of talk and chat. And she told me, you never really loved me. You loved the idea of me, she said. And I think she was right. I was idolizing her. I was idolizing all my partners. And instead of seeing them for who they are, they're, imperfect person. They have their flaws, they have their cons and pros. And when you really love someone, you love them as a package deal. You're not just the good stuff about them and then try to ignore the bad stuff until it's no longer you're no longer able to ignore it. You love the idea of them, not who they really are. Choose stillness over sparkle. Number 5. A calm presence might not dazzle at first, but over time, it nourishes. Don't trade peace for passion that burns fast and burns out. Kind of like a strong cup of coffee, and later you kind of lose your energy again, or lots of sugar, and then you crash, or that a fizzy drink that gives you lots of caffeine versus a fresh glass of water, right? Water doesn't dazzle, but God does it quench our thirst. Same thing with people. Don't look for those who dazzle you. And if they are dazzling, hey, there's nothing wrong with dazzling, but watch out. See if there's really the depth that you're looking for, the caring, the giving, assuming that's what you're looking for, and you should. Or is it just a charade, just a facade for a self-serving person who maybe it's just not the right thing that you're looking for? And now, as promised, 3 practical tips. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Be Love Media. Here are the 3 practical tips of verse 12 for dating. Now, here is your soul smart toolkit, true lovers. Limit the checklist. Feel into the connection. Instead of fixating on traits, ask, how does this person make me feel in their presence? And this is very important. How do I feel around them? When you're working on manifesting that true soulmate that eventually will show up in your life, don't focus on how they look like. Yeah, you should be attracted to them. They should be attracted to you. That's a given. But don't focus on that. Focus on how do you feel around them. Do you feel heard? Do you feel seen? Do you feel respected and appreciated? How many of you have been with partners who didn't respect you and didn't appreciate you? Little caveat. At the time you were with those people that maybe you called jerks at one point, you were unfortunately the perfect person, the perfect partner for such a selfish person. So that's something that goes both ways, right? If they're jerks, we're at a time of connecting with them and accepting them into our life, we're the perfect match for a jerk. Something to think about. Number 2, avoid the shiny object syndrome. Swipe fatigue is real. Take breaks. Let your intuition breathe between bios. Number 3, meditate before a date. Seriously, center yourself first. When you enter from stillness, you see more clearly and miss fewer red flags dressed as green juice. More to come about meditation. That should be a separate video that I'm going to make. I fell in love with meditation so much so that I actually went ahead at one point and got certified as a hypnotherapist because I truly wanted to understand what's behind that amazing thing that makes me feel so nourished, so chill, so relaxed, and maybe I could help others with it. But before anything else, it really helped me. My wife and I, my beloved Rachel, my now wife and best friend, we both adopted meditation as a regular custom in our life. And whether it's 5 minutes in the morning or 20 or an hour, whatever you got, whatever patience you got, build it into a skill. Build that into your life, into your schedule. True lovers, if this video helped quiet the noise and tune you back into what really matters in love, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Be Love Media, because the algorithm may be artificial, but our connection, very real. And remember, in the world of flashy things, and hey, he's just busy right now energy, choose the partner who feels like a breath, not like performance. Until next time, may your heart be clear, your mind be calm, and your love life guided more by presence than playlists. Stay open, stay wise, and please Don't let someone's resume distract you from their true energy. Namaste, and no more dating someone just because they own a singing bowl. See you soon, true lovers.